In a few hours, you'll be screaming at your own wife because she brought your penis back inside a ceramic pot while a line of 3,000 dead souls watches in awkward silence. But calm down. Right now, you're just waking up. Or rather, trying to remember if mummies actually wake up, or if that's just a social convention for the undead. Today you opened your eyes, but there's a problem. You're Osiris, the god of the dead, lord of the underworld, judge of souls, and technically the most successful corpse in history. Congratulations! You've been dead for a few millennia and still have more responsibilities than when you were alive. You rise from your obsidian throne in the Hall of Maat, and I need to pause here to describe your physical situation. You're green. Not a healthy I-eat-salad green, but that decomposition that's been going on long enough to become aesthetic green. Your skin is wrapped in the finest quality linen, because even in death you have standards. Your arms are crossed over your chest holding a crook and flail, symbols of your royal power. You can't uncross your arms because, well, mummification wasn't designed with flexibility in mind. Oh, and you're stitched together, literally. Your brother Set, that wonderful piece of work, cut you into 14 pieces and scattered them across all of Egypt. Your wife Isis, who's also your sister because your family doesn't know boundaries, spent years collecting your pieces like it was some macabre puzzle. She found 13. The 14th, well, that was your penis. A fish ate it. She had to improvise a new one, made of gold. You have a golden penis. I don't know if that's a curse or a blessing, but it's definitely a conversation starter. Your first appointment of the day is the same as every day for the past 4,000 years, judging souls. The judgment hall is already packed. A line of recently deceased stretches as far as your eyes can see, and considering you're a god, that's pretty damn far. Each one holds a little slip of paper with a number, like they're waiting to be served at the DMV. The difference is that here, the bureaucracy decides whether you get paradise or your heart gets devoured by a monster. So basically, it's just like the DMV. You sit on the throne. Next to you stands the Scales of Maat, a golden scale that weighs the hearts of the dead against a feather. A feather. The organ that determined every decision in your life is going to be compared to something that comes out of a bird. I'll tell you right now that most people fail. Human hearts are surprisingly heavy when you spend your whole life lying, stealing, and being stingy with tips. First in line approaches. He's a scribe who died of natural causes, which in ancient Egypt means he probably wasn't eaten by a crocodile. He's nervous. Everyone's nervous. You make a board gesture, and Anubis, the jackal-headed god who functions as your judicial assistant, rips out the guy's heart and places it on the scale. The scribe begins reciting the negative confession, a list of 42 sins he swears he didn't commit. I've not killed. I've not stolen. I've not lied. I've not committed adultery. The scale oscillates. The heart is almost balanced with the feather. I've not been greedy. I've not mistreated animals. I have not. The heart weighs down. The scribe stops talking. You raise an eyebrow, which is impressive considering your eyebrows are painted on linen. I can explain about the taxes, he stammers. You don't need an explanation. Ammit, the Devourer of Souls, is already drooling in the corner. She has a crocodile head, lion body, and hippo rear. She's basically what happens when you mix the 3 most dangerous animals in Egypt and give her a single purpose: eating the hearts of corrupt people. The scribe has approximately 3 seconds to make peace with his existence before being erased forever. Next, the following hours are a numbing repetition of the same process. Heart on scale. Confession, result, next. You've judged so many souls you can predict the outcome just by looking at their face. That one with the nervous smile, tax evader. The woman who can't look you in the eye, cheated on her husband with the baker. The guy sweating profusely despite being dead, killed someone, probably the baker. Around the 1,000th soul of the day, you start losing focus. Your mind wanders to existential thoughts, like, is it worth being immortal if you spend eternity doing repetitive work? Is this paradise or just divine HR with better lighting? You're interrupted by a commotion in the line. A burly man is trying to cut the line, pushing other dead people and shouting that he's too important to wait. Guards with falcon heads hold him back, but he keeps yelling, "Do you know who I am? I was a vizier. I had power. I'm not going to wait in line like some common peasant." You sigh. There's always one of these, the type who spent their whole life thinking the rules didn't apply to them, and now discovered that death is surprisingly democratic. You gesture and the guards drag him to the front of the line, not out of respect for his position, but because you want to get rid of the noise. The ex-vizier's heart is placed on the scale. He doesn't even finish the first sentence of the negative confession before the scale plummets so violently it almost breaks. Ammit doesn't wait for your authorization. She lunges forward, and in 3 bites, the vizier ceases to exist on any plane of reality. I love when that happens. Pause for an important interruption. If you're enjoying watching Osiris suffer at work, consider dropping a like on the video. It costs nothing, just 1 click, and it feeds the algorithm that keeps this channel alive. Unlike the souls Ammit eats, this like actually helps something. Back to your miserable day. Midday brings an unexpected visit. The hall door opens and Isis enters, carrying a basket. She's beautiful, powerful, the goddess of magic who literally brought you back from the dead, and now she's looking at you with that expression every wife makes when her husband forgot something important. "You didn't tell me we had a family meeting today," she says. Family meeting. The 2 words that can make even a god of the dead feel fear. Before you can respond, more figures enter the hall. Horus, your son, with his falcon head and the attitude of someone who spent their whole life trying to avenge your death. Nephthys, your other sister, who's also Set's wife, because apparently nobody in your family understands the concept of conflict of interest. And lastly, entering as if he owns the place, Thoth, the god of wisdom with an ibis head, who only came to write everything down and turn it into divine gossip later. "Father," Horus says, "we need to talk about Set." "Ah, Set, your dear brother. The same one who killed you, cut you into pieces, and scattered your remains across Egypt like confetti. Every family meeting eventually gets to this subject, and every time you wonder why immortals can't just move on. What did he do this time? He's saying you don't really rule because technically you're dead. I am dead. That's a fact. But you're still king. I'm king of the underworld, of the dead, because I'm dead. The logic holds up." Horus makes that frustrated sound falcons make when they're irritated, which is basically a high-pitched shriek that pierces your eardrums. Considering your eardrums are original from 4,000 years ago, it hurts more than it should. Isis intervenes before the argument escalates. "Darling, I brought something for you." She opens the basket and pulls out a decorated ceramic pot. "Remember you complained that your prosthetic was oxidizing? You look at the pot. Look at her. Look at the hall full of dead souls waiting for judgment, all pretending very poorly that they're not listening. Isis, not here. But I brought a new one. This one's pure gold with lapis lazuli inlays. Much prettier than the previous one. Isis, I even asked Ptah to make it personally. He's the god of craftsmen, you know, so the quality is guaranteed. Isis! 3,000 dead souls collectively hold their breath. The silence is so profound, you can hear Ammit chewing the vizier's remains in the corner. "Can we discuss this in private later?" She puts the pot back in the basket with a dramatic sigh. "You never want to talk about these things. You're a god. You ruled Egypt. You died, were resurrected, and now command the entire underworld. And still, your wife manages to embarrass you in front of literally thousands of witnesses. If you're watching this and aren't a channel member yet, this is the perfect moment to consider joining the membership area. At the Pantheon Immortal tier, you get access to exclusive videos and shorts that don't come out on the main channel. It's extra content for those who want more raccoon in their life. And if Tier 3 is too much, there are other more affordable options. The link is in the description, right next to the like button you already pressed. You did press it, right? Anyway, continuing your divine humiliation. The afternoon is consumed by more judgments, more heavy hearts, more devoured souls. You develop a system to pass the time. Count how many people lie about never stealing when they clearly stole. How many try to bribe Anubis with imaginary offerings, and how many cry when they realize you can't fool a magic scale. Today's numbers are 847 liars, 203 bribery attempts, and 1,456 criers. A normal day. When the sun you can't even see, because you're in the underworld finally sets in the world of the living. You end the judgments. Thousands still remain in line, but they can wait. They're dead. It's not like they have urgent appointments. You retire to your chambers, which are surprisingly luxurious for a glorified morgue. Gold bed, finest quality linen sheets, and a view of the river of fire, where condemned souls suffer eternally. It's like an oceanfront apartment if the ocean was made of suffering. Isis is waiting for you, still holding that damn basket. Can we talk now? You sit on the bed, your bones making sounds bones shouldn't make. The linen holding you together creaks in protest. You look at your wife, the woman who literally resurrected you from the dead, who spent years searching for your pieces, who loves you despite you being technically a walking corpse, and realize there's no escaping this conversation. Okay, show me the new penis. I'll spare you the rest of the night's details because some mysteries should. Remain between a dead god and his sister wife. When you finally lie down to rest, because even gods need to pretend they sleep, you reflect on your day. Thousands of souls judged, an ex-vizier devoured, a family fight barely avoided, and an intimate prosthetic updated. It's a strange existence, being the Lord of the Dead. You have absolute power over the fate of every soul that ever existed, but you can't avoid your wife embarrassing you in public, or your son bringing up the same problems every week. But tomorrow, the sun will rise in the world of the living. More Egyptians will die, and the line will keep growing. And you'll be there, green, stitched together and immortal, weighing hearts against a feather and deciding who deserves eternity. Because that's what it means to be Osiris, to be dead but never at peace, to be king but of a kingdom of corpses, to have infinite power but even more infinite responsibilities. Sleep well. Tomorrow, it all starts again.